Hey guys, so we are a few days after GCQ got implemented, and in this video, I want to focus on how this impacts malls, particularly SM Prime, particularly Mega World, particularly Ayala Land and Robinson's Land. I'm going to try to show you the charts also at the back end of this, but I want to drill in on the mall because, as you all know, I've been very much talking about that the Philippines is a consumption driven economy, that it's ingrained in our culture that we go to malls. We don't really go out to jog. We don't go out to lakes. We don't go out to parks. We don't go to plazas. There isn't much of that in the Philippines compared to other countries. If you look at the context in other countries, go to Australia, people will be at the beach, they'll be surfing, they're having picnics, they're in parks, they're running, they're jogging, they're playing frisbee, etc. Or you have in other countries, a lot of people like to hike. That's happening here, but it's not in a general context that everyone does it every weekend or everyone's so excited to go camping or to go on a picnic. But one thing's for sure for the Filipino culture is people like going to malls. And I said that as long as that's part of people's culture, there's an expectation that that part of our consumption driven economy will still be very strong. But that being said, I also created videos during the pandemic or during this illness, during the lockdown, that uh, malls at the end of the day got hit. They're basically closed. I mentioned this in videos that SM Prime and Ali gave out free rent to all of their tenants because they were basically closed, which was also a good move for them because it allows their tenants to still preserve cash, that they don't have to fire employees, that later on when things get better, they can start to operate again. Now, how does GCQ change things? As you all know, as the government started to implement GCQ, this gave a shot to a lot of them to start to open up a bit. Not everything is opened up. The movie theaters are not opened up. Food courts are not yet opened up. As of the last time I went, no, there wasn't any dine-in yet. In majority of the restos and the food establishments there, they were open, but you could only do curbside pickup. You could only do uh, you could order online, which you can get via delivery, or you can do takeout. But at least they're now starting to open up. Then you have the normal staples, the hardwares, uh, the groceries, and the pharmacies. And yung hardware, I think it just opened before GCQ, but it's starting to pick up. No, I've seen lines in hardwares, more and more people wanting to buy stuff to fix their house or at least to beautify their homes as well. One thing that opened also during GCQ, and it's pushing more people out, is the department stores now open also. And I don't know if it's how it will be because there's still social distancing and we haven't really seen a lot of people go out. At least in my exposure, I've been to a lot of the malls in BGC, from SM Aura, which is as well as SM. Then you have the shops in High Street, which is Ayala Land. Then you have Uptown, which is Mega World. Then you have the large build. You have the area there where it's pretty much SSI in High Street. So most of them are not yet fully operational, or even if some of the shops or a big portion of the shops have started to open, you don't see a lot of people also walking around. I was walking around BGC today, but what I saw was basically there were people who were shopping, there were people who were going around, but it's not the normal volume that you would normally see. So, as you all know, this impacts foot traffic. This impacts people going to the malls, and at the end of the day, this impacts also the bottom line of this particular companies. So, I don't know. As long as there's no cure yet, as long as there's no vaccine, I think that's one of the biggest things uh, that will hit the profitability of these companies. As long as people are not yet 100% confident of going out, I think it will put an impact on how they will be profitable. But even before this, if you look at some of the portions of the mall that are closed, uh, there's no movies yet. There's no dine in. Let me drill down on movies. This is what I know. No, even before this pandemic, movies, there weren't a lot of. There was literally one time I went, or a couple of times, I watched a movie. It was just less than 10 of us in that particular movie theater. So I think because of Netflix, because of online streaming, because of the things that we've seen over the past few years start to develop online, we've seen lesser people watch in a movie theater. We've seen lesser people go out to just watch something. So even before this pandemic, there were certain areas already in some of the malls that weren't really getting a lot of foot traffic. I think the department stores also uh, we're already taking a hit even before this pandemic. A lot of people have been ordering in Shopee and Lazada, and I don't know if you know this. A lot of people look at the clothes in the department store, see it, feel it, try it, but still order it online from Shopee and Lazada. The primary reason is prices there are cheaper because you don't have to pay rent. There's a lower overhead. You don't have to pay a lot of sales ladies. That's why they can actually give it at a much lower price. And now because of this lockdown, it. We've seen a lot of companies or a lot of people who weren't really open to transacting online, weren't really open to buy stuff online, suddenly feel that they're now more comfortable also buying. They're now more comfortable also uh, shifting their transactions from them going to brick and mortar establishments as compared to ordering everything online. So this is what I believe. Because of this, you will see, and I've been saying this over and over, you will see a larger surge of people ordering online. And some of them who find this very, very convenient, I don't think they're going to go back to where they were before. So I think one way for the malls to, and the department stores to pivot to profitability or for them to have larger upside still, and I've seen them do it already, is to start to sell their products and offer it online since they already have the brand. They already have also they can easily have the money. They can easily get the not foot traffic, but the online traffic for to send people their way. And think about it: if SM sells something online, you already know that it's something that you can trust also because it comes from a reliable brand. And that's what I'm saying. I think that's the next pivot that they can have. But you can expect no that even after this, even after the lockdown, I don't think mall traffic will go back to where it was before. Just because people are now seeing that, hey, I can actually purchase stuff, I can actually do stuff without leaving my house, without being in traffic, without paying parking. So this will disrupt a lot of those a lot of those things that we thought were normal before. I think traffic will still be here, especially in the Philippines, because we still need to fix a lot of stuff in our infrastructure. But above and beyond the traffic that we are experiencing, I think if malls can pivot in such a way that they will cater to this new normal, some of them may be really affected. Now, allow me to show you some of the charts here. This video will primarily focus on SM because, as you all know, SM is one of the biggest malls. Ayala Land also has a lot of malls. Robinson's Land also has a lot of malls. Mega World has a lot of malls. Vista Land has a lot of malls. But I think in terms of size, no, if you think about it in terms of size, in EDSA alone, from Mall of Asia to Mega Mall to North EDSA, that's uh, I think top 20 largest malls in the world are in that street alone. Plus, you add the smaller ones right beside it. And if you rank, the companies, the listed companies in the world that are that does malls, you will see around 20 plus out of the top 100 malls that are based in the Philippines. So that's how malls are heavily part of our culture. And I think their upside there will be this: they for those malls that can pivot in a way that the experience going to the malls will be amazing, that the pivot there won't be just merely for transactions or buying, but you go there because there's something that you can get there experientially that you can't get at home. I think that's where the upside will be. So let's look at the charts. I hope you're learning, from this. I didn't want to go straight just to the charts because I have to realize that there's a large chunk of people watching this out of the 114,000 subscribers that we have. Not all are traders. You have a lot of people who are investors, and a lot of them have been doing well. Also, have been making a lot of money. That's why I'm trying to segment the videos also. There are some for there's a portion that will be for traders, but there will be a portion also talking about the business, talking about my thoughts about the company, because uh, TG Limtao said it right. It's the business, it's the numbers that also will drive the company. Technicals is amazing for timing. It's an amazing timing tool, but at the end of the day, since we're trading stocks, we're not trading forex, we're not trading cryptocurrencies, your knowledge of the company, your knowledge of their growth, your knowledge of their dividends, your knowledge of their cash flow, your knowledge of all of this put together will allow you to have an edge. Because at the end of the day, over the short term, stocks move via supply and demand, stocks move via news, but over the long term, it's the value that the business is unleashing that will help you decide whether the company is good or not. Now let's look at the charts. This is the chart of SM. I posted this in a previous video, but it's pretty clear, no? I'll try to erase this first. You will see that movement that we saw the past few days when GCQ opened, or at least they put Manila into GCQ, gave SM a breakout from the 31 peso level. That being said, in after the breakout, it tried to touch it one, two, three times also intraday. Then it started to bounce. So the 31.7 support as of today is confirming itself that hey, this looks like a legitimate support level. But then again, please do note, no, if the 31.7 support level does not hold, then a breakdown is in effect. Then we might see it slide to around 29.9 or around 30 pesos per share. That being said, also for those who follow trends, uh, this is what I do see, and this is what's possibly happening here. If you try to connect this, it's now trying to start its own counter trend. It's now trying to start its uptrend. So if this may be a correction, should a correction happen, there might be a sensible bounce somewhere here. But ultimately, one of the resistances that you need to watch out for is at the 36 peso level, because also that's where the 200-day moving average currently is. But we're seeing higher lows start to develop. We're seeing higher highs starting to develop. It just needs to clear the 36 peso range before we could see it move higher. I hope you guys are learning. Comment below if you are. Then you have Ayala Land. Same thing. Ayala Land is, as you can see here, it's also developing its own uptrend right here. It's building its own lows, pushing higher. It's also building its own highs, pushing higher. But I really believe it must clear the 40 plus peso level if it wants to fully reverse, if it wants to fully push up, because we still have resistances at those levels. So Ayala Land currently is trying to reverse. Current resistance as of today is at the 38 point, pegged at 38.4. Current support from the range that I drew was around 34.3 pesos per share. So please take note of those ranges, because that's where Ayala Land could go should it fail to break out from 38.5. Next support will be at 34.2 to 34.25. Breakout from this 38.25 level will bring it close to the 41 peso mark. So from a trend perspective, we're seeing it develop an uptrend, but for further conviction, you must watch for the 41.3 peso mark. For those asking for Mega World, watch the previous video that I posted. I'm trying to remember what video was it. Let me check my YouTube now. I think I posted it also. I think I posted it 2 days ago. It's under the video, the Philippine stock market hits 6476. But that's where I discussed Mega World as part of the video. So you can just hop onto that video to see Mega World there. I wanna zero in on Robinson's Land and maybe Vista Land also. So I hope you're learning. Comment if you're learning. This is how Vista Land looks like. For Vista Land, it really hasn't formed a pattern that was forming for Ayala Land. Like, Ayala Land and SM Prime were pretty clear. In my opinion, Vista Land is still ranging, and one of the reasons why it did not go up the past two trading days. When I say the past two trading days, Thursday and Wednesday, because Friday was a holiday, was because it failed to clear and break out from the 4.4 peso level. So that being said, also the drop last Thursday, as you see it, there was an intraday push up. as it hit the 3.9 level. Why? Because as it hit the 3.9 level, you had a support there, and that support was something that got developed since the start of April 2020. So the move down of Vistaland was pretty much because it did not break the 4.4 resistance, and the drop down and the bounce intraday was because it hit the 3.9 support level. So if you'll segment it, no, I think SM Prime and Ayala Land are forming uptrends. And I've been saying this in a lot of videos naman that normally the bigger ones, the large cap stocks, stocks with larger market caps, at the end of the day, no, uh, when foreigners start selling, when they come back, they will also go back and buy almost the same stocks. So if you're looking at Robinson's Land, this is Gokong Wei naman. These are some resistance levels that got broken over the past few trading days. And as you can see, right here, right now, a retracement happened here. This was around June 8th as it hit the 200-day moving average. As you all know, the 200-day moving average is a very, very strong moving average that could block stocks. So that's where it is. It failed to break that current range right now. Longer range is 16.8 to 21.2. We're now trying to see it start to develop also its own lows. No? But for me to really project that the uptrend is happening, it could possibly correct here. And if it bounces here, then that would look good because that will allow this to start to fully develop that there really is a bounce here buying range at the 16.8 level. So there. I hope you guys learned a lot from this. Comment below if you are. Comment below if you guys have any questions on my take on the mall industry here in the Philippines. I really do believe that consumption in the Philippines will still continue. Consumption in the Philippines will still progress. But it's just that there will be a shift on where the money will go. And if there's one thing that's very, very evident, e-commerce will be pretty much a part of it. E-commerce will be here to stay even after the pandemic, even after this illness. You will see more and more transactions online. So there, I hope you guys got a lot from this. Expect more videos today. We even have a video with Manny Pangilinan where he gave his tips, his insights on business and investing and his principles. So that's dropping an hour or so after this. Then I'm making another video also on dividends. Will you be getting good dividends for the year? How is it? How are dividends now? Is it something that's a bit stable? So expect that over the next few videos. Put your comments below if you guys have any questions, and if this is something that added value to you, appreciate it if you can press the like slash thumbs up button so the YouTube algorithm shows this video to more and more people. And if you're new to this, I'm Marvin Gurmo. I'm a stock market trader and investor. Uh, Subscribe and smash the bell so you get updated every time I come up with new content about investing, about the stock market, with one goal in mind. The goal of this channel is just to educate you and give you as much information as possible so you can use the stock market to help you win and help you trade the markets with confidence. That being said, links are down below for those who are asking about the VPN that I'm using, the virus scan that I'm using, or possibly want to use. For those who are asking about apparel, links are down below as well. Then online courses with Chinkitan and Sean Si, Make Money, Grow Money, and Stock Market for Everyone for those who want to join. So that's it for now. This is Marvin Turmo. I hope this video helps you trade well, trade strong, trade smart. See you all again soon, guys, and God bless you all.